What is evil? Is it related to the spirit? Are some things born evil? Is it a product of your surroundings or a reaction? Are some things made evil? Is it mental? Do some things choose to be evil? People used to say, for instance, that the 1972 Ford Pinto was evil, but it was actually just poorly designed. It's just an inanimate object. It can have no actual spirit or intent, right? Just a big, tap-that-ass, explodey, poorly designed hunk of automotive oops. So if a car cannot be evil, then it pretty much should mean that other things cannot be inherently evil either, such as physical laws of quantum geometry, refrigerators, song lyrics, or years. Years do not have a consciousness or any sense of self-awareness. In fact, time itself is an abstract construct that man has created to give existence meaning. And because it is not itself a real substance, then it goes without saying that a year cannot be evil, right? Right? Oh shit. Here's your damn rant show, folks. Greetings and welcome to That Damn Rant Show. I am E. Adam Thomas, and this is our big 2016 wrap-up show where we basically cover all of the major events of the year because, well, I didn't have anything better to end the year with. Let's face it, there's a vast contingent of the human populace that is pretty much all ready to chalk all of 2016 off as a complete loss, an abysmal waste of time, and a colossal failure as far as years go. I refuse to believe that it was the worst year ever, though. That year is a tie between 1348, when the Black Death launched its genocidal campaign, 2001, when Al-Qaeda hit the World Trade Center, and 1981, when Bethany Kropelnicki asked me to the Sadie Hawkins dance, then forgot she asked me, and went with her 10-year-old third cousin Kippy Kropelnicki instead. Interesting side note to that one, they're married now and have 2 children. So, it's neither fair or rational to call 2016 the worst year ever, but it certainly is up there in the top 50 years that really sucked an awful lot. So, what made 2016 suck so bad? 2016 will be known historically for 3 things. Keeping the funerary business in the black, pun not intended, keeping Saturday Night Live supplied with material to distract us, and doing both for U.S. politics. It's hard to determine which is the big thing. 2016 will be known for the failure of the Electoral College to do the one job we were told they were supposed to be doing, which was to prevent somebody unqualified from becoming president. The bullshit excuse that we're given for the decades of continued existence has been dropped like post-pubescent Justin Bieber. 2016 will probably be historically notable for the year that the election stopped being about the political process and all about being a real-life representation of the really shitty reality show. Social media, cable news, and rampant societal idiocy has fueled a campaign that completely disregarded important things like, civil rights, global ecology, and the economy, in favor of 2 candidates that seem to literally have been selected on the basis of how funny they could be as characters in a recurring Saturday Night Live sketch. Seriously, the most qualified candidates were completely passed over in favor of the 2 most obvious late-night talk show punchlines ever to run for public office. It will also be known for the time the Russians tried to show us that our elections were fixed, and we did abso-fucking-lutely nothing. Not a damn thing. Sure, Bernie was old, balding, and kind of like someone in a Woody Allen movie, but at least he had a platform and the brains to fucking implement it. Oh, and he won the vote. When shown the results, the Dems shrugged their shoulders and just said, "What are you going to do about it?" Then Trump monkey come along. Yeah, Trump monkey. Armed with a baseball bat named Mike Pence. It's easy street, I tell you. The Trump monkey swung in and repeatedly bashed the brains of the public in. With their IQ slowly leaking out, half of the country voted for the human deer fart, while the other half bitched and whined about the bitch who could steal a nomination from a nice guy who was qualified, but couldn't fucking steal an election from the bastard who wasn't. All joking aside, though, the fallout from this bullshit election is going to be anything but funny within the next year. You can't compare him to Hitler or Khrushchev or Napoleon because as historically reviled as they are, they each had at least a modicum of intelligence. Trump is a complete, utter, uncompromisingly stupid, fart-latting, dog-humping, cat-molesting, Fox News-watching moron. He is the one human being on earth you can call a fucking retard and nobody will be offended. The boy's apple cart ain't exactly full up is what I'm trying to say here. So thank you, 2016, for giving us the corporeal manifestation of Peter fucking Griffin as president and making Idiocracy a documentary instead of a comedy. It's bad enough our politicians are a dangerously idiotic group of intellectual cockroaches, but they would appear to be a very accurate depiction of the country they represent. Now, I'm not a huge proponent of Black Lives Matter per se, because I think, quite honestly, it unintentionally is making things worse for the African American community. It seemed for a while like every time somebody said that phrase, it pissed off about 200 racists who then went on a beating spree. Most of which were in the police department, but nobody can argue that we do not treat people of color fairly in the criminal justice system, and it is getting worse. The thing is, bigotry does go both ways. Racism isn't the issue, folks. Human aggression is. Ever since 9/11, it's like everybody on the planet is looking for an excuse to fuck every single-body else over, and race is just one of the most obvious excuses. And that's why it took months to finally get the Army Corps of Engineers to honestly look at the Dakota Access Pipeline and admit that, yeah, this thing's fucking bullshit. But that ain't over, folks. Not by a long shot. If there's one thing my 51 years of breathing up the air and sucking down really awful fast food has taught me, it's that if lots of hovels are going into the ground somewhere, whether it's laying pipe or digging graves or petroleum corporations are behind it in some way. Gold and sex are bad enough, but when man discovered oil, the true depth of sinister depravity of which the human animal is capable became inescapably clear. Every despicably horrible thing on this planet, from Furbies to the hydrogen bomb, were made possible by oil. It's only a matter of time before a Furby gets access to the nuclear launch codes. In fact, I believe it's scheduled to happen on January 20th, 2017. No, not your brilliantly profane superhero whose sequel better not fucking suck. I'm talking about all those we lost in 2016. I don't know if there's a way to objectively calculate if we lost more beloved pop culture icons this year than in many years previous, but for yours truly, 2016 was certainly among the most upsetting. And January of this year really was an asshole about it. January can go fuck itself right up by itself. David Bowie, Alan Rickman, Pat Harrington Jr., Abe Vigoda, and then later in the year we lost Anton Yelchin, Prince, Gary Shandling. Some of those we lost had been with us for quite a while, and we had had long, full lives. But there just seemed to be a lot of them that were just taken from us way too soon. I think for a lot of us, it wasn't so much the fact that we lost so many. It's because we lost a bunch of beloved folks every year. It's just that the significance of those first few that hit us in January hit us a lot harder than we expected, and just seemed to set a very dour tone for the whole year. But on the upside, 2016 did give us Deadpool, and a new Japanese Godzilla movie, and a halfway decent Star Trek movie, all of which I'll be talking about next year. So, what's the big picture? The big picture is we're all still here. We have each other. We just need to have a little bit more respect for ourselves and each other and try harder not to be complete fucking dickweasels to each other. Okay? Can we do that? And now, a little something to remember those we've lost this year. This has been Your Damn Rant Show, folks. And we'll see you in February. And watch the triumphant return of Film Rants with a brand new episode in January, where I'll take on Shin Gojira. See you all next year. And thanks for watching.
There's a shade of red in the sky, telling us we're all gonna die. But I'm not frightened, I remain calm. There's a steel stealth in the air, hanging like an arrogant dare. But I'm not angry, don't react at all. This is no time to cry. This is no time to die. There's an icy tear in my eye, saying we've been living a lie. But I'm not blinded, my vision remains clear. There's an iron knife in my back, trying to take the life my mother gave me back. But I'm not bleeding, I feel no pain. Don't say it's no use to try. This is no time to die. There's a child still deep in my womb, trying to foretell my doom. But I'm not pushing, now is not the time. There's a stain of blood on my palm,